All right, let's get right into it. We all count on our security software to be the guard dog, right? To protect our systems. But what happens when that guard dog is secretly taught how to open the front door for the bad guys? Today, we're going to break down how hackers are turning the very tools meant to keep you safe into their most powerful weapons. And wow, that quote right there, it comes from security researchers at Google's Mandiant, and it just perfectly sets the stage. It's a really chilling thought. And believe me, this is not some far-off theory. This is happening in the real world right now. So this gets us to this idea that experts are now calling the trusted tool betrayal. It's this wild concept that a piece of software you vetted, you paid for, and you installed specifically for protection, well, that can become the perfect disguise for a really devastating attack. Here's the bottom line. Attackers have figured out it's just way easier to hide in plain sight. Instead of trying to sneak past your security, they're learning how to wear it like a costume. To see just how scary effective this is, let's look at a real-world case that just happened. This brings us to the TrioFox incident. And look, this wasn't just some small bug. This was a catastrophic security failure that basically handed attackers the keys to the kingdom by twisting a feature that was supposed to keep users safe. So what even is TrioFox? Well, it's a popular file-sharing platform that a ton of small and medium-sized businesses use. And to keep things secure, it comes with its own built-in antivirus scanner. And that very feature, that AV scanner, is exactly where this whole mess began. The thing is, researchers found that this problem was baked in from the start. This wasn't some bug that popped up later. It was a fundamental flaw in how the system was designed. It's kind of like installing a bank vault, but putting the lock on the inside of the door. The flaw was there from day one. And just how bad was it? Well, the official score tells the whole story. A 9.1 out of 10 is rated critical. We're talking about the kind of flaw that makes security teams drop everything because it's super easy to exploit and can do an incredible amount of damage. Let's just walk through how this happened, step by step. First, the attackers could literally just waltz into the admin pages. No password, nothing. From there, they hijacked the system's own trusted AV scanner. Then, they used the scanner's authority to install their own piece of malware, a nasty remote access Trojan. And boom, just like that, with their tool now inside and trusted by the system, they had free rein to move across the entire network. They went from zero access to total control, all served up on a silver platter by the security tool itself. Now, TrioFox did release a patch to fix this, but here's the kicker. A full month later, companies that hadn't gotten around to updating were still getting hit by this attack. It's a brutal reminder that a fix is totally useless if you don't actually apply it. So look, the TrioFox story isn't just one company having a really bad day. It is a massive wake-up call for everyone. It signals this new era of attacks where hackers live off the land, meaning they don't bother bringing their own suspicious tools, they just use your trusted software against you. And this whole technique, it has a name. It's called antivirus bypass. By basically piggybacking on a process your system already trusts, attackers can make themselves invisible. This lets them get past even the fancy security monitoring tools, the ones specifically designed to spot this kind of stuff. And it's not just antivirus software. Not anymore. Any trusted program on your network can become a new kind of Trojan horse. We're talking backup agents, endpoint protection, even your everyday collaboration tools. If it's a known good program with high privileges, you better believe it's a potential target. And what makes this so incredibly dangerous? Well, most security systems are built to look for strange, malicious code from the outside. But when the attack comes from a familiar, trusted source on the inside, the alarms just don't go off. The bad stuff sails right on by. Okay, so the problem is clear. And yeah, it's pretty scary. But it is not hopeless. There are absolutely clear, actionable steps you can take right now to build a much stronger defense. Here are 4 big ones. First, inventory your tools. You can't protect what you don't know you have, right? Second, automate your updates. We all saw what happened with TrioFox. Manual patching is just too slow. Turn on auto updates. Third, segment your network. This basically cordons off different parts of your system, so if attackers get into one area, they're trapped there. And finally, number 4, trust but verify. This means using tools that don't just look for bad files, but for weird behavior, even if it's coming from one of your trusted programs. And honestly, that last point, trust but verify, that is the most important thing here. It represents a huge shift in how we have to think about security. The old way was to build a big wall and just trust everything inside it. This new reality, it demands that we check everything, everywhere, all the time. So if there's one simple, brutal takeaway from all this, it's that your greatest strength can be turned into your biggest weakness. Any tool with special access, especially a security tool, is a prime target for attackers if it's not configured perfectly and updated constantly. And I just want to leave you with this final warning from the researchers themselves, because it sums everything up perfectly. The old battle lines are blurring. The assumption that your security software is automatically safe, that's a luxury we just can't afford anymore. So the final question is one every single person in tech or business needs to be asking themselves right now. You have to take a hard look at your defenses, because in this new age of cyber attacks, the biggest threat might just be the one you already let in the door.